Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode 177. In today's episode, we are going to dive into the union frequency and the frequency of a twin flame journey. Many of you have heard about it, that while you are on a twin flame journey, the way your twin flame will return back to your life is through the inner union. I've spoken about it, and you've heard that many places where I say your inner world reflects the outer world. And there is a lot of truth in it. But the way I'm going to get you to this answer today is very different than you have ever heard it before. And it's not something that is comfortable for our ego. You know, when we live in this world, we are labeling a lot of things. We are labeling soulmate, karmic, non-player character, NPC, and twin flame. And the recent ways we have been on this journey, we have that twin flame is the ultra most highest version of love, and the rest of it doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you here that the rest matters a lot, and I invite you to see this. How does it matter, and how does this helps you to get to the inner union you have been seeking for? So just to say that every one of you, including the label of soulmate, karmic, twin flame, non-character player, NPC, plays a role on your union. It plays a role of your life, and it plays a role of your journey. And we would like to think of ourselves that I am this. How do we often say? I am twin flame, or I am someone's soulmate, or I am this. I would invite you to think about it today. How do you label yourself? Do you label yourself as a twin flame? Do you label yourself as a karmic? Most probably not. None of us want to label ourselves karmic. Or do we label ourselves as a soulmate? Or a non-character player, or a non-player character, NPC? And why I talk about it, that on our last podcast we spoke about being in a simulation. And when you look around in this world, you see that people are walking past you that you might most probably don't even know who they are, and it all feels like they are planted somehow there, but they don't really have any role. But the truth is that everybody has about the role, and everybody has the frequency. And that's why it comes down to the frequency, everything. I know that our mind, I know very well how our mind works. And our mind loves to label. Our mind loves to say that I am right. Our mind loves the separation. Sounds crazy. What do you mean about my mind loves separation? I don't love the separation. I am in so much pain. What do you mean I love the separation? The thing is that the mind feels safe of knowing the answer and knowing the separation. So meaning of that, as you don't have your twin flame maybe in your life, you would say this is a separation. And in a world where we use the language, that is a truth. In that sense, it's a truth that yes, you are not sitting in the same room right now and not holding the hands. You are in a way of separated by the space at the moment, physically, but not energetically. And that what makes this journey very difficult, because this journey is energetic. And as long as our mind believes in a separation, the more pain we're going to receive. There's a very simple trick on Twin Flame Journey that I use. I know a lot of you are using it, where I tell you that now just feel for a moment, and you tell your brain that I am not separate. You might feel the resistance in the beginning because it doesn't make sense. But when you repeat that, I'm not separate, I'm one, I feel you, I'm connected to you, I am here with you, and you can ask even for a sign, you will receive it. So you are not separate. But why does the mind believe the separation? The mind believes in a way of separation just because of it's built like that. There's also a reason of languages. A lot of languages are built on feminine and masculine words. So the way our mind perceives the things are through the way we can express it. And that's why in an inner world, we don't really have a language. There are sensations, there are feelings, there are ways we connect to it. Just recently, as we were doing again the Pai Villarazza's inner dance, you can feel that you don't really have a language, and sometimes we can forget the language completely. And that's a bit of a scary part, because all of a sudden you cannot express the way you want to. But we have many ways of expressing: art, music, dance, also silence. Silence is a way of expressing, actually. And why I talk about this is that there is nothing wrong of using the language, but when it becomes dangerous to us, when it becomes our truth, and we are not able to let any other information to come in and shape us. And when we are like this, we are going to repeat the same old cycles. And it comes down to the money, it comes down to the love, it comes down to the opportunities. Because if you're a record player, it going on in a life that, let's say, this is bad and this is good and this is what it's supposed to be, you are generating these same type of realities over and over and over again. So, for example, about the soulmate. What about this their frequency, and why do you meet your soulmate? Because I see this on social media. It's right now, it's so popular and it works so well for the mind, where it goes like, twin flame is your ultimate lover, do not settle for less. And here we go with this, that twin flame is you. You are your ultimate lover. And now the mind thinks, yes, of course, I cannot settle for less because I'm waiting for that person to return back to my life, and then I will feel good because the rest of it around me doesn't matter. And that's not truth. I keep the pause here for a reason, because that's not truth. You know very well that every person in your life matters to you. So does the soulmate. And when we meet our soulmate in a way of the frequency, is that soulmates are in a frequency, they're very high frequency. They're here to support you, to help you to do who you are and walk that path with you, making memories. Maybe also having children together, families together, having times together. So soulmates are the frequency of love, meaning of it's a love where you're going to create loving memories, loving life, being there. But now, when we go down to the soulmate, non-player character, the NPC, karmic and twin flame, I would ask you, have you ever crossed in your mind that you are driving in the car right now, or you are in an airplane, or you are in a bookstore, or you are in a park right now, and you're walking there, and you're passing by quite a lot of people, and you might never see them again. They might never appear in your life again. You saw them once, you didn't even notice, but you were in the same place. So why you don't notice each other? And at the same time, we can call them non-player character, because they don't play any role in your life. Nothing is happening there. But on the other hand, this non-player character can be someone's soulmate, can be someone's twin flame, can be someone's love, or can be someone's karmic. So the fact that they don't play the role in your life does not mean that they don't play a role for someone else. For example, the same way, you have a lot of people around you. Your father, your mother, your sister, your relatives, your best friends, everybody. And I have no idea that they even exist, that they are there. I might have been on the same airport with them once. I might have been in the same shop, but we never interacted. I don't know who they are. So we can call them, for me, non-player character. I don't know who they are. They don't play a significant role. But at the same time, these so-called non-player characters play a very big role in our life. And why? Because if someone else's frequency doesn't match with my frequency, who I have to meet along the way, they make me to understand the other frequencies who I'm supposed to meet. So in a big picture, we can't remove the non-player characters, because if we remove them, we will be so overwhelmed by every other frequency we need to meet. So every person plays a role. And that is such an important part to learn on Twin Flame Journey, or to become one with. Because you met your twin flame, to understand that you are not separate. And we are one with everything. It's a one beautiful ecosystem. And it's not the good and the bad, and it's not me and you, and it's not how I want this and that, and this is the only ultimate truth. And these are very, very dangerous tactics and subjects when it comes down to this is the ultimate truth. I am a believer, and that's why my workshops, my retreats, the way I share here on the podcast are here to bring out your truth. It might not be aligning with how I perceive the world or how I connect to it. But what I wish for is that you would see your truth and connection. Now, of course, we can go back to the fact of you would tell me, yes, but my twin flame is my ultimate lover. There is no one else better than my twin flame. So I will not have anybody else in my life than my twin flame. Yes, you can have your twin flame in your life. And there is a reason why you met your twin flame. We will get all into that. But now what starts to happen is that when we are, think of this, the fact which I just told you, that for me, your twin flame can be a completely non-personal character, non-player character, meaning of, I don't know who they are. Your twin flame can be also someone else's soulmate. They can also be someone else's karmic. So they're everything. So now the label makes us to think that this is more stronger, it's more better, I am better. You know, this is the destined. If it's there, it's there. But it's not about the label. It's about the journey. It's about of understanding that love is one. And why I talk about this, you might be thinking as well, why do I talk about it? Because when we are going to always separate everybody, having the labels on everything, and feeling that I know the truth and I am the right and this is the way it is, you're gonna stay in a more pain and separation and disappointment. So somehow, now I proved you that you are a karmic. You are a soulmate. You are a twin flame. And you are also non-player character. You're everything. And at the same time, you're nothing. And why I talk about it, that because the more, and I know your ego doesn't like that. Your ego thinks, what the heck she's talking about? Why is that? I don't believe in any of this. I know that who I am. I know I am twin flame and the love is there. And that's never a question. The question is not that there isn't love. The question is not that there isn't a connection in the frequency. This is all real because that's why you met your twin flame. It wasn't accidental. And that's where everything comes down to the frequency and how it's going to play out in your life. And I also, of course, I believe that we are going to meet, so-called, which I spoke about on my last podcast, our twin flames or the people again and again and again from the past life. And why does it happen? Because of the consciousness and the frequency of remembering. And I bring it back to over here that why doesn't work. It really doesn't work. And if you listen to this podcast, have this as your mantra or have this as your knowledge. The moment you go into and say, this love is not real. I don't believe in it. I am over from my twin flame. I don't need my twin flame in my life. I am so done with this. This is finished. I don't care about it. If you're saying these things, you are going to put yourself into more pain than ever before. It's not about, from the mind, that I didn't get this outcome, now this was not real and this is not true. It was never about the outcome. It was about you becoming you into a higher version. So now when we talk about the twin flames, because of course, who cares about others? Who cares about the karmic? Whatever you're talking here, I am focused on my twin flame. Because the twin flame is the ultimate truth. It's the ultimate love. It's the ultimate thing. Well, as we talk about this, your twin flame is your direct mirror. And this is the fact of waking you up and stepping into your heart consciousness. There is no you and me, or me being better, or you are being this or that. It's all one, and we are here to experience it. That's why you met your twin flame, not because of the suffering, the pain, all of that. You met your twin flame because you were ready to become one within you. And it's not as simple as it sounds. I have been on the exact same pain where you are at the moment. I know that. But when we are going to stay in a place, my happiness will come from the twin returning to my life. I will do this in my life when I get this and that. You will go down into a very hard road. I've spoken about, and this morning it came to me as well, that and I don't want to call this a mistake, but sometimes on this twin flame journey, when of course you connect with me or you connect with other twin flame souls and sources, because of you are in this very intense time. You're in the time where you're looking for answers and you're trying to figure it out. What just happened to me? Why am I feeling this way? Why I can't get this person out of my head? Why I'm feeling so close to it, even though this person somehow means nothing to me. I've just barely met, and now here I am, can't get them out of my head. And in that time, we are very devoted of doing so-called inner work. We start realizing that, I need to go deeper within me. The answers are there. And that is the truth too, absolutely. But then comes the other when the intensity gets a little bit less, because of you have now already solved from the inner world these patterns. And then we feel, I don't want to hear about the twin flames, which I also encourage very often. I say about it that because when we keep on repeating the same information over and over and over again, it's difficult. And it also shows somehow that, all right, you are ready to step into your path. But here is just one of the things that has come to me, that the inner world is not something that when it's the most painful time. The inner world is something we have to connect regularly. And it has to be our actually first thing. So that's why you see in the world why we encourage the meditations, why we encourage to do yoga, we encourage to do breath work, we encourage all of these things. And to have them daily in your life, because that helps you to be from your authentic self and truth. And I will get to that because it has a big reason you met your twin flame. So now if you stop for a moment, you stop right now here when I was talking about it, and I really like you to think along. Why the hell I met my twin flame? just for a moment, when we talk about the frequency of union, we talk about the soulmate, we talk about it this. Stop for a moment and think about it. Why the hell I met my twin flame? What was the reason of it? Why it had to happen? And why am I feeling so strongly all of a sudden? Why? And think of this in a way that also that why do I circle around this person so deeply? My whole entire universe is that person. I'm trying to do everything for this person. Meanwhile, for another person, they don't even remember, or they don't even recall them ever seeing again. They don't even know this person exists somehow. It doesn't matter to them. So why this person matters so much to me, and I can find right now on the street a random person and say, do you know this person? And for them would be, no, it's a complete stranger. Why? So why does it matter to you, and why did you meet? And that, of course, comes down to, again, to frequency and soul's evolution. Carl Jung has also said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will think it's a fate. It was supposed to happen. So now I'm just curious to think about it. When I ask you the question, why did you meet your twin flame? What was the reason of that? Why this person is all of a sudden your entire universe? Meanwhile, for another person, they might not have anything to do with that. Leave the comments about it, of why do you think you met your twin flame? And I really want the honest answers. I don't want the answers that are maybe coming from me or coming from somewhere else. Honest answer. What your heart is telling you. So we think that everything is all random. We think that the numbers you're receiving are random. The people you connect to is random. And it's the same way with me. I've often said about it that you will not end up, you don't even know that I exist if your soul is not ready for the next step. And when I started this podcast, it was the same thing, that I didn't want to. And then the answer for me was very clear, what the soul or the essence was telling to me, that it's not about you. Because you had the answers and you know something now from where you're living it. It's your service to give it back. And it's not the question you like or you don't like or you agree or disagree. None of this matters. What matters is that there are souls who are looking to get into where you are, and they're lost. And so, bed your head down and step into service. All right. That's what I did. Today, I would say I am very grateful because I have met so many of you. That made me to realize that I was not crazy, in a way as well, that yes, frequency is real, universe is real. And the twin flames, so-called, the frequency is absolutely a universal love energy, the oneness, the union. And God has given me, or the universe has given me, such a gift of meeting all of you. Another day, a person told me that, oh, you must be hearing a lot of love stories, and isn't that exhausting? And I said, no, actually, for me, it's one of the most exciting part of it. Seeing how the heart cracks open and another person is able to do so. Seeing their growth from there, and having that blessed experience, as we know, when we do meet our twin flame, our Kundalini gets activated. And it is a very stressful, very hard time. But I document each of this journey, the story. I am blessed because of love is such a vehicle that opens the doors that nothing else can do. And that's why you've been blessed. But when we think of it, like I said, the Carl Jung, that until we believe that things are random, we are living in a world where we let it happen. But then now when you become conscious, you start to realize that meeting your twin flame was not accidental. It's part of your journey, and you actually, deep down, you knew it's going to happen. So now let's come to the place of, okay, so how does my twin flame is so powerful for me, but let's say, like I said, it's a non-player character for somebody else? That comes down to the frequency, which I said to you that when we look at the non-character players, for example, it's not that they are worse. They are helping you to recognize the connection. And the same thing comes down to the karmics, the soulmates. Everybody helps you to recognize the frequencies. We are frequent beings. We know that. So believing that you met your twin flame by accident, you met them actually because you were absolutely ready to meet them. It brought me back another day when I was thinking that, as I didn't know at the time when I met my twin, that my Kundalini got spontaneously activated, because that's what happens when you meet your twin flame. You feel the electricity. You might feel the time and space is going to disappear. You feel that nothing makes sense anymore. You don't understand your reality anymore. It's like disordered. And I didn't know at the time none of this. And you feel amount of love and amount of union you've never ever felt before. But that doesn't in a way of actually meaning about the person. Because of what I mean is our frequencies matched. We had to activate that part. Me or my twin can move next to another person and nothing can happen there. So it's not random, and there is no point of calling it a random accident. And I also was thinking about it, that how did that happen? Because of, I'm not going to say I wasn't spiritual. I always had a very strong inner voice. But I remember one person was asking me, did you practice a lot of yoga or Kundalini yoga? And I said, no, not really. But then I said, no, that's not true. I had practicing already 6 years of deep meditations. I had my soul realignment done, as I said, and all of that. So there was a lot of readiness. There was a readiness in my frequency. And why I talk about this, because the readiness of your frequency is also the union readiness. So all of the frequency matters tremendously. It's part of this journey. We cannot solve this by thinking, I will do this, I will do that. We need to shift our frequency. And today, unfortunately, I don't know any other ways of shifting your frequency rather than exactly deep meditations, breath work, Kundalini activations, inner work, inner dance. Some people like to do the psychedelics. As I always said, I'm not against the psychedelics, but the issue with the psychedelics is that we start believing again that it's a psychedelic who is doing to us. And that's where we can feel that we are disconnected from our own powers. But everything that you can find that will help you to get there will shift the frequency. And there are studies of people praying, people connecting from the heart space, and how the frequency changes. So why I'm going back to this, because many of you are struggling on twin flame journey of thinking, I need to get to this inner union, then my twin will return. But we start to do the inner union from the mind, and we don't shift the frequency. And it's not about, again, it's not about how much you're meditating. It's not how much you are being a good person and you are doing all the good. It's nothing about being good or bad or all of that. It's about really liberating from your nervous system the blocks that are there. And you might don't even know that they are there. So it's not the mind game, whether we like it or not. It is a game that has all of the frequencies, and we cannot fool it. And so I would always say the more you are allowing different outcomes to happen and you don't stick into an outcome, this is the only ultimate truth, you are going to have a better outcome that you could ever imagine. Because of the reason you met your twin flame, because you were ready to become you. And when you are authentically yourself, really everything starts to come to you. And that is a big, big danger often on this twin flame journey or any other awakening journey, that we start consuming a lot of information. We forget our own truth in between. And then that the information we are receiving at that time becomes our own truth. And that's what I sometimes feel about it when I see it, where it says, the ultimate lover is your twin flame. No one else can ever take that space. And here I'm going to bring you a very bad example. But sometimes people who have very strongly that belief that no one can ever give me this love, or no one can ever give me anything like this, they become more and more and more depressed. They feel more and more disconnected from it. Why? Because it's not the truth. This sounds now very controversial, what I'm going to tell you. But depression comes from not being your authentic self and not speaking your truth and not living from the heart space. When you don't get to do the job you love, like from the heart, when you can't express your love and life the way you are, you become depressed because the soul wants to express the creativity, the soul wants to do that. And it's the same on Twin Flame Journey. When we are going to have a pre-planted idea how it's supposed to happen, how the union is supposed to happen, how the love is supposed to be, how the relationship is going to be, how they're going to exactly return to your life, and you're waiting there. You're getting, and it's from the mind, it's not from the soul, because the soul is not waiting. The soul is just letting it happen. And as I said to you, that when we are going to the Italy retreat, we will be doing some very powerful, I don't like the word of manifestation, because again, it's been so overused and there's a lot of wrong information about it. But I will be showing you something very powerful, those of you who are coming. Maybe we will be doing this on the workshops in the future. I just like to do this first in person and, like I said, to show you how it works. Because of we are frequency, but the frequency does not happen, or the reality doesn't happen this way that I want this right now and it's going to come. Some of the things can be, because when you are very much in alignment, it's going to come to you. But there is a structure in place, meaning of if you are clear inside of you. And now I'm coming back to the fact of saying to you, sometimes our mind thinks that my twin flame is the best person on the planet Earth and I have to be with my twin. Meanwhile, your twin, for example, at this moment, and I'm not going to say that your twin flame is not the most amazing person. I believe if they are you, they are a most amazing person. And twin flame frequency, which I have spoken about, is beautiful. It's powerful. I met many so-called twin flames in my life, and their frequency and love is beyond beautiful. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when they are not living also from their authentic truth or from their authentic heart, and they will mistreat you, they will not reply to you, they will cheat on you, they will do whatever they want, they will not talk to you properly, and you will still be thinking, oh, but I have to be a better person. I have to give them more. If I'm not going to change and be this, then they will never come. No, you have to change and it's into who you really are. And sometimes this means that you and your twin might see the world completely differently. It doesn't mean that there isn't love, but you might not understand each other for the fact of being in a relationship. So now what starts to happen is you had this mantra inside of you that no one else is better than my twin flame because of I felt that love. I felt that deep, deep connection within me. So no one can ever replace that place in my life. And now you have a belief system. And when it doesn't happen the way you were expecting, the depression is going to be there. And this is a very, very dangerous. Why I'm saying this is not that you can't have your twin flame. Absolutely. I receive daily emails, and I receive a lot of where people are together, where they tell us, yes, now I understand, now I see this. I have a lot of proof of this. But I also want to bring in to the fact that don't get stuck into one outcome. Don't get into the mind of saying to you how it's supposed to be and what is the truth. Start living from your authentic self, because that's why your twin flame came. And that is the union of the frequency. When you are stepping into the union of the frequency, your twin flame will be there. They will not disappear. But it doesn't come from the mind. So like I said, you did not meet your twin flame because of a random act. You met them because you were ready to become you. And this is the answer you're actually looking for. It's not that you're looking for the answer, do they love me, or did they feel the way I did they have all of it? The answer is you. This awakening came with you. And I know that when I spoke about the soulmate and all of this, like I said, the frequency came to awaken you. Your soulmate is all of these labels for somebody else and for something else. So are you. But they came to your life to awaken you. And don't take this as, oh, the ultimate truth is that I'm getting married to my twin flame tomorrow. No, the ultimate truth is that you are ready to become you. You are ready to listen to your inner voice. And that's why we have the ego death. Many twin flame journeys, there's no twin flame journey that comes without an ego death. There is always ego death, where the way we were believing it, the way we were seeing things is going to come crashing down. And when it happens, the ego death, it's very, very painful, because the ego doesn't want to let go of the role. The ego doesn't want to let go of the unknown. The ego is always the smart one, always the one that knows, always that have the answers, always that can predict the future. And now all of a sudden you're there and you have no idea what just happened to you, because the ego doesn't know anymore, and ego is trying to find answers. I know that for my own self very, very well, because I went through that, and that was not fun at all. And as much as I was trying to control myself and be patient and trying to, okay, all right, it's going to go away, it's going to get better, it's this and that, it actually got much worse and worse and worse. And this is why when I finally listened to my inner voice, I got my answers, and I got my inner peace, and I got my so-called inner union, which of course led to the fact that my twin appeared back in my life and is there until today. Even though many of you can ask, but you have your twin flame, why you are not, why you are not together, or why is it like, why? Because it doesn't matter today. It was never about him. Like I said, your twin flame is someone's non-player character, someone's karmic, someone's soulmate, someone this and that. It's not ever about other people. It's about you. And when you come into that inner alignment, everything that the universe starts to give you gives you so much joy, so much love, so much satisfaction, that the outcome that we were thinking of no longer plays such a big role. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know that. Even me, I wouldn't want to hear that what's the point of this? But I can guarantee you that your twin flame is in the same frequency with you. So they are not separated from you. And if you are able to connect to them and stay in that connection, they come closer to you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will. It's up to you to have that belief. And it's not about the belief, it's about tapping into the frequency. But before that, we need to eliminate everything that is not love. And that comes down to the labels. And that comes down to the separation. And that comes down to the what we believe is true and what is not true. So, as I said, of course, they activate Kundalini. That is another frequency because you were ready for it. And I know I thought I wasn't. Of course I was. But my mind wasn't. My mind wasn't ready for it. And that's where we get into very much of a pain. As I said, I've spoken about Kundalini before. I will talk about this in the previous episodes or upcoming episodes more about it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that every person that is in your life, triggering, non-triggering, I know that I am a trigger for a lot of people. I know that. But I don't take that somehow personally. It doesn't. I feel that when we have triggers in life, that shows that our soul needs to have a next step, next stage, next truth. And maybe for some other people, I'm not triggering at all, and they feel a lot of love, and they feel a lot of connection, and they feel, wow, I get it, I understand. And that is also my role. As I said, every role we have, but every role is part of the union. There is no good and bad, there is no saint, there is no this kind of things that, what we have here. And the more we are able to dissolve that connection, the closer you come. So yes, the frequency plays a huge role on this life and your union. Because of that, remember, without shifting your frequency, without living from the space of you, it's very, very difficult to come to the union. And on the other hand, it would be very easy for me to sit here and tell you that, yes, your twin flame is your only ultimate lover. If you do not get your twin flame in your life, you will never be happy and all of that. But as I have my twin flame in my life, and as I have everybody in my life, I feel that they are building a full picture. Now, of course, you can come back to the matter of fact of saying to me that, yes, but I don't even have my twin flame. I don't even know. They don't even speak to me. They don't want to know anything about me. There's a complete silence, and there is, let's say they chose completely someone else and they don't even talk to me. I know that pain, and that is a very human pain to have. But again, I'm going to tell you, if you really met your twin flame, they are already connected with you. And if you would like to have a 3D in a sense of a connection, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or a love together, or sharing this beautiful time together, then we need to stop in a way of separating mindset. That is the way it is, and it happens through the inner work. So yes, what I'm trying to tell you today over here is that you are everything. You are the soulmate, you are the twin flame, you are the non-player character, and you are the karmic, and so is your twin. So you play every role, and you have a reason for that, and that helps all of us to get into where we are supposed to be. I do agree that twin flames, and I've spoken about this before, are carrying a special frequency, because I have met many of you randomly out of nowhere, and people have come to me and talked about twin flames, and I've shared about this many times, in the same way that you ended up on this podcast, because like I said, you would not be here, you would not connecting to me if there wasn't a reason for it and the next step and stage of your journey. So now you would ask me, okay, all of this is good. I am everything and at the same time nothing, and I'm not thinking like this. So what I'm supposed to do to stay in that frequency, or how I'm going to get into that union frequency? And this is what I'm going to share with you right now. If you do this for 40 days, today you decide I will do this, you will see a difference of the journey that's going to come ahead of you. So I'll come down to the number one first thing. You have to come to this presence. Don't go into the past and don't go into the future, meaning of you feeling what happens in the present moment right now. So don't let your mind to wonder, oh, my twin did this to me, or my twin is there, or this what happened, or the future, that what if this is going to happen, what if that's going to happen. Feel what is happening right now. And this is the practice. Like I said, if you do this for 40 days, you will see the difference. You come to this moment right now. You feel what is there right now, not in the past and not in the future. Remove the knowing and remove the fear. Come here. So now we're coming here. The next step is very important. It's a very, very important part. Everything that you are going to feel, everything that is coming, and you have to sit with that. You allow it to happen. So meaning of, it's not about good or bad. It's not about high vibe that I have to feel the union, I have to feel the frequency, I have to feel the magic, I have to feel all of this. No. You have to come to this present moment to get an answer. What is going on with you? And this is very powerful, because you don't need the answer. What you need is to let go of what is trying to get your attention, because you're barely giving it to attention, because your mind doesn't like it, doesn't have the answer. So just come to the present moment and not going anywhere else. The next thing is that, of course, if you cannot find yourself into a present moment and you have difficulties of coming into right now, right here, and it really means that you don't know what was your twin doing in the past, how you met, what happened, and what is about to happen. You have to feel it right now. Then you can use, of course, the breath. Meaning of, you can place the hands on your heart and you just start breathe slowly. And your mantra is going to be following. I choose to stay open. I choose to stay open. And this is a very, very tricky one, because now your mind will spiraling. What if this is not going to happen now? What if I'm not going to have this? What this or what that? No, you choose to stay open to the truth, to the love, to the knowledge, to the connection. However it's going to be, because if it's you and your truth, you're going to have the best outcome. And the last one is a detachment and trust, which is a very important as well. All of these things are very important. You don't do it because you need it to happen, that the union frequency needs to happen. But you are available for it. You're ready for it. You're allowing it to happen. Because of, if you are doing this because I want the outcome like this, or I want the outcome of that, then you're gonna spiral again and again and again. And the final thing is, what I can tell you over here is that if there is a triggering feelings, if there is something that is triggering inside of you, that is a good sign. And don't run away from it. Don't numb the triggering feeling. The triggering feeling is there to show you some other answer that you don't have it yet. And it's the same with me in my life. There are situations where I can get triggered by something. And then I'm trying to, not to figure it out, but I'm going to sit with that until it clears. Like the clouds will go away. There are clouds that are coming. Clouds of dark thoughts, anger, disappointment, abandonment, feeling alone, feeling all of that. And then you sit with that, and each of the cloud will start slowly, slowly disappear until the sky is clear. Does that mean you're going to have a direct answer what you came for? Maybe not, but you have a clarity. And clarity is being you and living from there. Anyways, I hope that the episode was helping you. I hope the new moon in Aries and all of the beautiful Aries souls who I have in my life are having a good time, because you have given us a lot of electricity. So if any of you have felt anger, disappointment, fire, karmic burns, like they say, then, well, that's what happens when the strongest character is in play. It shows us the thunderstorm and shows us everything. And that's beautiful too. So thank you, my Aries souls. I love you a lot, and I know many of you are here. So quickly going through, on Italy, we have a one last spot available, a final spot. Whoever is ready to take that, this is gonna be yours, and our group is together. And this is gonna be in 26th of June until 2nd of July in Italy, and you're gonna enjoy the truth from the love space. And so if you are looking for the inner union to discover, I believe the retreats are the way to get there. Another beautiful thing is that on the 2nd of May, again, we are meeting on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting this, everything on Patreon. It helps tremendously. But what is going on, people? What is going on that so many of you are using this donation link? So soon you're gonna make one of my biggest dreams happen, because of every day there is a X amount of coming from $1 and this, because of I have a new dream that I wanna do, that I could give it to everybody. And you are making this happen. You are crazy. You're absolutely crazy. So thank you. Thank you for that. I never expected this, but you are amazing. Like I said, you are everything. Anyways, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. And what else? Yeah, Italy retreat, the workshop, 2nd of May, we have a Jupiter Kriya. And then we have electromagnetic. It's very strongly. In May, we will be working on our attraction, electromagnetic field of attracting everything because of the Lionsgate is coming, and this year's Lionsgate event is going to be a full day event where you can get tickets to. Anyways, that's what it is. I believe that you listened to this podcast today to realize that you are closer to inner union than you thought you are, and it was just a reminder for you that you have the answer already, right now, right there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the love. Thank you for having this beautiful frequency within you and connecting with me. Oh, yes. And anybody who wish to have a call, connection, twinflameawakeningjourney.com, and we're going to dive into your journey, your blocks, and clearing the sky from the clouds to have a direct way to the stars. Lots of love and lots of light.
Baby, now we're strangers, just two people in a crowded room. I don't even know your name yet, but I know I'm gonna fall for you. Walking over to you with a drink in my hand. They say I move too fast, but I don't give a damn. Don't know your name yet, but I know you're gonna fall for me too. just two people in a crowded room.